Hello, my dear students. Here we are at the beginning of another studying year. I wish you good luck and I hope that this year you will have a lot of fun studying English. Today we start our first unit and we are going to speak about nature. Today's topic is the origin of the universe, Big Bang theory. Look please at the images on your screen and think, what can you say about these images and our topic? What is the connection between these two things? Maybe you are right, but don't worry. If you cannot find the link between the topic of our lesson and the images, this unit or this topic will help you find out more and more. But starting with, I want to say that there are many theories about the beginning of the universe. But today we are going to speak about the most famous theory, the Big Bang. Before we do that, I prepared for you some questions that should be answered in order to find out how much you know about the universe, the stars, moons, planets, and so on. If you are ready, let us start. So let's answer the questions. Think please, and maybe you can recall from your memory, how many planets go around the sun? What is the name of the galaxy the solar system belongs to? And why do some planets have moons and satellites while others don't? I hope these questions are not very difficult to answer, and I will help you. So, how many planets go around the sun? According to the latest scientific researches, there are 8 planets that go around the sun. Pluto is not anymore a planet because it's too small. What is the name of the galaxy the solar system belongs to? Well, it's very easy. It's Milky Way. And why do some planets have moons and satellites while others don't? Well, some planets were large enough at the beginning and had enough gravity to attract matter that became moons and satellites. That's why some planets have moons and satellites, some of them don't. Well, I can say that you know a lot about the universe. And now it's time for you to find out what is this Big Bang theory. Are you ready? Let's start. Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state. This was at the beginning. Then, sometime between 10 million and 20 billion years ago, an enormous and powerful explosion, the Big Bang, shot the concentrated matter and energy in all directions. Gravity caused some of the matter to come together to form galaxies and stars. It was Edwin Hubble who first noticed that our universe is expanding by noting that galaxies seemed to be flying further and further apart. After the Big Bang, the universe cooled down, and in this way, the stars and the galaxies that we see today were formed. An entire field of scientific endeavor is devoted to study the universe. This is known as cosmology. Cosmologists look at what's out there in space and piece together the tale of how the universe evolved, what it's doing now, what's going to be doing, and how all began in the first place. So, this was the small piece of information that I wanted to share with you while speaking about the Big Bang Theory. So if you remember the pictures that we started today's lesson, you can understand now the link between the topic and the pictures. So the universe appeared as a result of a big explosion. And this theory is called the Big Bang. Now, when you know everything about how the universe began, it's time for you to do some understanding what you have heard or what you have learned. Let us answer some questions. What is cosmology? Cosmology is a branch of astronomy concerned with the studies of the origin and evolution of the universe. Good. Let us continue. What did Edwin Hubble observe? He was the first person, by the way, to notice that the universe was expanding. His discovery was based on the fact that galaxies are moving far away from each other. And what happened after the Big Bang? Well, after the Big Bang, the universe cooled. In this way, stars, moons, planets, galaxies were formed. Now, it's time for us to mix this scientific piece of information with some grammar piece of information. When we speak about different kind of phenomena like floods, avalanches, strong wind, tornadoes, and other things, we say, if it's singular, we pronounce phenomenon. But if it's plural, we say phenomena. As you can understand, today we are going to speak about the plural form, by the way, the singular and plural form of the words that come from other languages, like Latin and Greek. If you are ready, let's continue. You should remember, the singular form of these words that come from other languages, they change maybe the ending or the entire word for plural. On your screens, you have a small list of this kind of words. And I want you, together with me, to read and to feel the difference between the singular form and the plural form. Criterion, criteria. Datum, data. Alga, algae. Larva, larvae. Cactus, cacti. Nucleus, nuclei. You can notice that the differences are not usual, as we know how we form plural for other words in English. So that's why my recommendation to you is to remember all these words if you want to use them more often. And everything that we do theoretically needs some practice. So now I want to propose you to do some exercises together with me. Are you ready? Of course you are. You are the greatest students. Let's continue. So the first point, phenomenon or phenomena. I will read the sentence, and while I am reading, pay attention to what form you will use, the singular or the plural. Meteors and meteoroids are some natural phenomenon or phenomena that have been intensely studied by a lot of scientists in a lot of countries from all over the world. if you can pay attention, meteors and meteoroids are plural. So that's why we are going to use the plural form. Phenomenon or phenomena. Meteors and meteoroids are some natural phenomenon or phenomena that have been intensely studied by a lot of scientists in a lot of countries from all over the world. You have to take into consideration that meteors and meteoroids are plural, so that's why you are going to use the plural form. Phenomena, and the sentence will sound: meteors and meteoroids are some natural phenomena that have been intensely studied by a lot of scientists in a lot of countries from all over the world. Great job. Let us continue. Datum or data. The earliest chronological datum or data about the handmade vases of Minoan period first can be found in some books on archaeology. If we speak about the chronological things, we speak about them in plural. So that's why in this case we are going to use also the plural form, data, and the sentence will sound: the earliest chronological data about the handmade vases of Minoan period first can be found in some books on archaeology. Great job! Let us continue. Criterion or criteria. The principles of dynamics are important. Criterion or criteria, we'll see, used in the process of studying electrodynamics. So the most important thing, you have to pay attention to the word principles and the verb form are. So these are two suggestions that you need to use plural form. And the sentence will sound: the principles of dynamics are important criteria used in the process of studying electrodynamics. So I hope that everything is clear. So now it's time for us to reflect. I hope that everything is clear, and to wrap up our lesson, we can say that the universe appeared as a result of a big explosion, and this explosion is known by everybody as the Big Bang. Also today we studied that words that come from Greek and Latin change the plural form, and we have to know about this. And the last thing, don't forget that nothing happens until something moves. So learn English, speak English, and have fun. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Bye.